All of the financial experts say to make an emergency fund. But how do we know how much we can actually put away and still be able to pay our bills? Or if we start putting that money toward an emergency fund, how much are we going to have left over at the end of every paycheck? So first I want to talk about this book, Dave Ramsey, The Total Money Makeover. Saving $1,000 in an emergency fund is actually the first baby step in Dave Ramsey's program. Then I like what Dave says next. He says, when you get to $1,000, hide it. And he even talks about Maria, who attended one of his seminars, who actually went and bought a picture frame and took the $1,000 in cash and put it in that frame so that she'd have to have this emotional experience of breaking the glass to get the money out of the frame. And in the frame, she even wrote, in case of emergency, break glass. I love that. It's like the old piggy bank. Like, it didn't have a hole in the bottom. You had to actually break the piggy bank to get the money out. You had to have that emotional event to get access to the emergency funds so you wouldn't just accidentally use it on DoorDashing Chipotle. And it's January 2026 right now, and Mel Robbins just had on her podcast David Bach, who's the author of The Automatic Millionaire and other books. And one of the things that he said also was that we need to have an emergency fund. And David Bach recommended that we take 3 to 5% of our income and we put it away until we get to that $1,000. And he then said, if you can just start at 1% of your income and then grow a little bit from there, it won't even be noticeable. And this is all great advice. But the thing that I wanted to share is I think that we should be able to actually see what this is going to do paycheck to paycheck. Instead of pretending like you'll never even feel the 1%, I think many of us are saying that 1% actually matters, whether it's $10, $20, $30 a paycheck that we're going to be putting toward this emergency fund. We want to know what that's going to do to our bills, to our ability to pay them, to our discretionary spending, and what that means for us. In other words, how do I know how long it's going to take me to save to that $1,000 and how much I need to put away every pay period to do it? Or said another way, how do I know what else has to change in order for me to do that? So here's one great way. I'm going to share a spreadsheet that we teach at SheetKeeper Academy to our students, and welcome if you're a student at SheetKeeper Academy here to the channel, and show you one scenario of how to build this emergency fund, whether you're going to do that in a money market account or whether you're going to do it in cash. Let's take a look at our spreadsheet for this scenario. So you have a paycheck coming in of $900 every 2 weeks. You can see the dates up at the top, starting now in late January of 26. You can see their rent is $750. Now we're assuming that they're splitting that rent. That's obviously very low. They've got a car payment, insurance, cell phone, electricity, home internet, and they're putting $48 per paycheck, not per month, toward the credit card because their goal is to pay that off in 2 years. And right now, nothing's going to savings, and they've got $205 that's going to go toward food, gas, and entertainment every pay period. And you can see what's left in their checking account. You have $500 at the end of the pay period for 1/25/26. And then you can see they don't have anything in savings right now, and you can see their credit card balance is starting out at $2,000. And I'm going to scroll to the right to show you what's happening with the credit card. As I scroll to the right, just watch the credit card balance in row 23 start to decline as they're paying that $48 every paycheck. And as we get all the way out through 2027, you're going to see that we pay that off. It goes to a negative credit card balance, or it's paid off in December of 2027. So we're right on track to pay that off. Let's scroll back to the left. So let's just go with the advice of starting to put in 1% here. If I put in 1% of my take-home pay of $900, that's $9. And so I'm going to put that into my savings assumption in column C. And when I do that, watch all the columns to the right change to $9. That's just built into the spreadsheet. So now I can look and see how long it's going to take to get that $1,000 built up in my emergency reserve. Well, it's January right now. I have $9. I do $9 a paycheck. You can see that going to 18, then 27. You can see a little interest growing in there as well. And I'm going to scroll to the right. And now we are 2 years later, where we end this spreadsheet. We could keep it going if we wanted to. And we've got 472 saved up, so that's not going to do it. So instead of putting $9 in, what if we put 2% in? Let's put in 18. I'll put in that for my assumption in C15. And you can see all the values to the right also change to 18. Now in row 22, you can see that balance starting to increase. And if I go all the way to the right, You can see I'm almost there. It's going to take me about 2 years. It'll be December 2027 when I have $944.93 in that account. The other thing I want to check is, was I able to do this without taking any money from food, gas, and entertainment? I was. I can keep that the same. And did my checking account ever go negative? It did not. By putting exactly $18 in, this checking account stays above water. We got really close there. We got to $3 one time. But we're staying above water all the way till we get 2 years out. We have close to $1,000 put away, and we've still paid off our credit card balance. So it worked. And the thing that I can do now is just check out other scenarios. I can play with the amounts that I'm setting aside for food, gas, and entertainment, for savings, how much I'm paying toward the credit card, and see how those impact me over 2 years. I think the emergency fund is a great idea. I think everybody should do it. I've even put away cash in an emergency fund in a place that was hard to get to, just like Maria in the example with her frame. I just think before you make a decision on how much you're going to put away, you need to know the impact of that and how that's going to affect you over time, and the spreadsheet works perfectly for it. If you want to build something like this, just check it out at thesheetkeeper.com. You can sign up for a course that walks you through, teaches you how to build this spreadsheet. It's free of charge as of January 2026, and there's even a course with downloads in it so that you can get spreadsheet templates like this one and plug your own numbers in. Thanks for watching.